You're watching the Sports Political Channel of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. You know, when I think about that whole situation with Kyrie Irving and all that, that man got unfairly treated by the media and by the Brooklyn Nets ownership. And the um, this whole situation was a way to display fake outrage towards Kyrie Irving, considering that when he posted and shared that link to a documentary that came out in 2018, Amazon didn't take down the documentary. Not only did they take down the documentary, they made money hand over fist over that documentary, along with jacking up the price of the documentary. Now, mind you, that documentary was vetted. It went through the process before Amazon approved it to be on its website. But nobody had outrage towards that. They had outrage towards Kyrie Irving posting and sharing the link. That's how you know it was fake outrage and it was disingenuous on the part of the people who were so-called outraged, along with the ownership of the Brooklyn Nets. And Kyrie Irving was unfairly treated to the point where he had to do an 8-game suspension, fine $500,000, go through some kind of sensitivity training, along with other measures of the 6-step process he had to do just to get back on the team. And then on top of that, you had ownership pushing Joe's side, or executives within the Brooklyn Nets pushing Joe's side to suspend him even more because they felt like he didn't do enough. And you know, when you think about all that, it's just disgusting that what Kyrie Irving had to go through. So the group known as the Brooklyn Nets, along with Joe's side, they offered him a contract extension, but they put all the stuff in the contract extension that Kyrie Irving was going to turn down, and they knew he was going to turn it down. But see, the white media don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the championship clause that was baked in the Kyrie Irving's contract, and that's why he turned it down, right? Because see, when it comes to him, they want to throw in all the details, and they want to give you the complete story to demonize Kyrie Irving. But when it comes to, you know, Joseph's side, oh, we got to be vague. We're gonna lie by omission. So Kyrie Irving requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, and he was traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, when he deleted the so-called apology that was on his Instagram is unknown, and to me, Kyrie Irving does not need to explain to anybody when he deleted the tweet or why he deleted the tweet. As far as I'm concerned, Kyrie Irving shouldn't have to apologize to anybody. People like and share links all the time on their social media platforms. They do it all the time. But since he did it, and now we not we, but they deem some documentary anti-Semitic. But they can't tell you what was so anti-Semitic about the documentary. Meanwhile, Amazon's making money hand over fist, and Kyrie Irving's been subjected to be the media whipping boy. Now, you have Stephen A. Smith throughout the course of last week going to this usual over-the-top histrionics about Kyrie Irving not showing up to work. But the truth of the matter is he has shown up to work, and he has produced for the Brooklyn Nets, and they have been winning. So you're going to get over the top about that, but when Jay Williams calls out Stephen A. Smith about it, then he goes into defense mode about, well, I hadn't talked about Kyrie Irving in 3 weeks because I was talking football. Okay, so the minute you bring up Kyrie Irving, now you want to bring up stuff from years ago, right? You want to bring up stuff from 2-3 years ago when you didn't mention him in 2-3 weeks. Come on now, make it make sense, Stephen A. And that's why you're a clown show. And nobody takes you seriously. That's why nobody takes you seriously, Stephen A. Smith. You, Ramona Shelburne, that idiot Nick Friedel, all you clowns in the media. You see, y'all made it y'all life's work to demonize Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie Irving didn't do anything wrong. Now he gets traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Not only he gets traded to the Mavericks, he played in the game last night and he led them with 24 points, and they ended up beating the Clippers last night. Now, where's all this over-the-top histrions about Kyrie Irving and his leadership and lack thereof and all this other stuff? See, you guys are disgusting. You guys don't even want to tell the truth, and I'm glad that Kyrie Irving is resetting the agenda. He's resetting the narrative because there was a whole bunch of false labels that was projected onto him. No thanks in part to people like Stephen A. Smith. You're a fucking coon. Not mean that shit. So salute to Kyrie Irving for being 10 toes down and not letting the media drag his name through the mud. And Kyrie Irving, while you don't necessarily agree with everything he has done, but the one thing you cannot deny is the fact that he knows who he is, and he's not only doubling down on who he is, he had his heels dug in on who he is. So why does the mainstream media need to know when he deleted the apology? If anything, Kyrie Irving should not have to apologize for anything he's done. He didn't have to apologize at all because he didn't do anything wrong. So why should he be subjected to the apologies of these people who generate all this fake outrage? Huh? I mean, you read some of these articles with some of these dimwits, dunderheads, and dodo-birds who can't do half the thing Kyrie Irving does. They can't even do half the thing Kyrie Irving does, but yet they want to sit up here and demonize this man behind a camera and a microphone. What's up, Josh Johnson? Salute to you, Reef. Because see, Kyrie Irving has what a lot of these other people don't have, and that's integrity. What's up, Arquise Ross? I appreciate the donation in the Cash App. Salute to Arquise Ross for his donation in the Cash App. What's up, Tyler Brown? I appreciate you guys every day. And if it weren't for you, I'll be just another guy on YouTube just talking a whole bunch of nonsense. So I appreciate you guys lending me your ears and lending me the opportunity to give you my take on what these mainstream media outlets is doing out here. If you want to donate, there's my Cash App, there's my PayPal. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you use that right. Use my address right there. Apparently, there's people out there that's using my profile and fake Cash Apps and all that. So make sure you're using the correct address. I don't want your donation going to the wrong person. But anyway, that's how you know ESPN don't keep the same energy, and they pick and choose who they want to go after, and they pick and choose who they want to protect. You can't tell me that Josh Sills, who allegedly, well, he wasn't allegedly because he was indicted. This man was indicted off of sexual assault, and ESPN don't talk about that. This man was indicted. That means he was formally charged by a grand jury. That means a prosecutor went to the grand jury. That prosecutor presented the evidence, and the grand jury felt that it was enough to warrant an indictment. But ESPN doesn't cover that. What about the situation involving the women's snowboarding team and Peter Foley? Why isn't ESPN talking about that? But Deshaun Watson, on the other hand, they had a whole lot to say. That idiot Mina Kimes, Sarah Spain, all the white supremacists that work at ESPN had a whole lot to say when it comes to Deshaun Watson. They don't want to talk about the fact that the prosecutor for that case tried to go to 2 different counties They tried to secure an indictment on Deshaun Watson, and both times, both grand juries said no. They don't want to talk about that. But no, black people are subjected to demonization. Black people are subjected to all kinds of ridicule. Black people can get crimes and allegations projected onto them, and they could be subjected to public excoriation. But you got white supremacists on the other hand who can do the same thing, if not worse, and they get protected. So you mean to tell me Dana White can beat his wife live on fucking camera for everybody to see, and we're just going to pretend like that didn't happen? See, that's how you know this is a fake outrage and the double standards that go on here in America. What's up, OC? People post and share things all the time on social media. It's almost as common as you taking a breath. So I don't understand what was the whole fake outrage about. But I understand who runs the media. I understand who controls the discourse within the media. Because see, they won't shine the light on themselves whenever they do wrong. But no, if you, on the other hand, do something wrong, oh yeah, be be ready for public lynchings and all that other stuff. And that's unfair treatment that what Kyrie Irving has gotten. It's very unfair of the treatment Kyrie Irving has gotten. And I'm glad he left the Brooklyn Nets. You think Kevin Durant was going to stay around after watching his friend go through what he went through and got out of there? You think Kevin Durant was going to stay around for that? And you got the media questioning Kevin Durant about his leadership, about his skill set. These guys and gals who's sitting up there talking that can't even do half the things Kevin Durant does. So while you were sleeping, Kevin Durant got traded to the Phoenix Suns. Now, I want these people in the media to keep the same energy whenever you got these other guys out here does stuff way much worse than what Kyrie Irving did, because Kyrie Irving didn't do anything wrong. Kendrick Perkins, you guys are sellouts. You, Stephen A. Smith, that culture vulture Nick Wright, all you guys are disgusting for what y'all been saying. Kyrie Irving had an army come to the stadium on his first game back. He had an army of people marching outside Barclays Center protesting that nonsense that the mainstream media was putting on. Land of Heartless 216, salute. Salute to all y'all in the building, man. I appreciate y'all, man. For real, from the bottom of my heart, man. And Joseph Tsai is deserving everything he's gotten so far. The Brooklyn Nets have gone from a championship contender to a potential afterthought. And they have a whole bunch of good but not great players. They have no superstar talent as of right now. But the guy you want to watch out for is Cam Thomas. That guy is a superstar in the making, provided that Brooklyn don't put the screws to him. Provided that Joseph Tsai don't put the screws to him. But Cam Thomas is a superstar in the making. Kyrie Irving should not have to explain to anybody about why he deleted that apology. Because he shouldn't have to apologize to anyone to begin with because they didn't do anything wrong. Kyrie Irving felt he was disrespected by the media. And he has been. When you got Kendrick Perkins spouting his diarrhea at the mouth, talking like, oh, if you put Kyrie Irving brain in a bird, it'll fly backwards. That's the kind of disrespect that man was subjected to. Now, Kendrick Perkins played in the NBA, albeit not on a high level. And the stuff they was talking about him when he was a player You would think he'd be a little bit more empathetic and sympathetic to the plight of what these NBA players have to go through, but no, he goes from resident scrub on the bench to go-to talking head on TV. Not not to mention that the Brooklyn Nets last year lost between 50 and 100 million dollars. They lost between 50 and 100 million dollars. They gambled, and it goes all the way back to the original owner, Mikhail Prokhorov. They tried to gamble on a big TV deal. They tried to bring in all this superstar talent to bring it to win the championship. And what has happened instead? One playoff win and a whole bunch of people that's regretting even buying season tickets to the Brooklyn Nets now. What's up, Courtney Washington? Let's just keep this a buck. Joseph Tsai, Sean Marks have ruined the Brooklyn Nets franchise. They have. And no superstar player that is going to be an impending or upcoming free agent is going to want to go there. If they really want to be a contender, they're going to have to grow their own talent. And Sean Marks should have been fired 3 years ago. He should be fired after this season because he has been a disaster as a GM. You lose 3 superstar players in less than 2 years. You go from an NBA championship contender a month ago. You was considered a threat to reach the NBA final. I know because I was one of those guys that was talking about Brooklyn Nets. That video I did when they won 10 games in a row, yeah, I was one of the ones that said, hey man, this team got potential to go to the finals. Now, they go from that to a team that is going to be meddling in mediocrity. But it's their own damn fault. Now, the media want to blame everybody else. They want to blame Kyrie. They want to blame KD. They want to throw all the flames towards them. But last time I checked, team reflects leadership. And the fish rots from the head down. So why ain't the energy being directed at where it's supposed to be at and at Joseph's side? That's what I want to know, right? You got all this energy for Kyrie Irving, right? Yeah, get your ass up out of here. When Irving was asked if he stood by the apology, he said that he stands by who I am and why I apologize. He did not tell reporters when he deleted the post or why. Specifically, he chose to do so aside from explaining that he deletes posts frequently. He then went on to criticize the media for the way it covered the incident. He said that he cares about his family and that he has Jewish members of his family that care about him deeply. Did the media know that beforehand when they called him that word anti-Semitic? No. Did they know anything about his family? No. Everything was assumed, everything was put out before he had anything to say, and that he reacted instead of responding emotionally, maturely. But see, the one thing I wanted to expand on that is the fact that no matter what Kyrie Irving said, he was going to be subjected to media scrutiny by these dimwits, thunderheads, and dodo birds who don't know nothing about nothing and just cooking up manufactured outrage. No matter what he said to try to defend himself or absolve himself from this outrage, it wasn't going to stop. They're just going to double down and triple down to get you the desired result, and that's for you to hit Kyrie Irving. This is why my channel exists. What's up, LVZ? You damn right Joseph Tsai is shit. He ain't nothing but a piece of shit. That should be flushed down a commode. Salute to my man LVZ, man, in the building. Go subscribe to my brother right here, man. Fuck Joseph Tsai, that goddamn war criminal. Because see, they won't talk about that. They won't talk about the fact that this man and this Alibaba, right, have been funneling money for racial genocide. They won't talk about that though. No. We gonna sweep that one under the rug. There ain't no wall-to-wall eye in the sky number 5 on the dog coverage about that though. So the Brooklyn Nets and Joseph Tsai ain't shit. They ain't gonna be shit, and ain't no goddamn going self-righteous person that's gonna want to go there and give that Batman no damn championship. At this point, he need to sell the damn team. He need to sell the team. What's up, Village Brother? Yeah, he ain't got dang on Asian supremacists. He's a white Asian supremacist. What's up, Belinda Gorman? Yeah, before you came in, I just talked about that. I just talked about what you said about Dana White. And the thing about Dana White was his so-called apology was so narcissistic and disingenuous. He's like, well, if I leave, then how's the cut? I mean, I'm not going to be hurting, but what about the company? I mean, the company's going to be hurting without me. But as a leader, aren't you trained to teach your people how to do things in the event you're gone, right? So if that's the case, then when you went on vacation to beat your wife out in Cabo St. Lucas, right? Did the UFC fold? Did the UFC go under? Did the UFC suffer a decline in ratings and all that stuff? No, it didn't. So Dana White, he can get the fuck out of here. And Stephen A. Smith, you out here defending him, talking about that's your friend. When you get your butt in the crack like Michael Irvin, is Dana White gonna come save you? See what's going on with Michael Irvin, right? Some woman come out of nowhere and accuse him of something, and he's being sent home. He can't even cover the Super Bowl. Now, Michael Irvin did all that buck dancing for Jerry Jones. Is Jerry Jones going to come save Michael Irvin now? What's up, RG Titan? So, the unfair treatment Kyrie Irving has gotten is unfair, and it was unacceptable. And Kyrie Irving don't have to explain nothing to nobody. That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. I thank everyone for watching. I'm going to come back in later on. I'm going to talk about another situation involving Dana White supremacists and his white will be. Hey, yeah, because that show be coming on TV now. It's going to come on TBS. He got his own slap show that's coming out. So, salute to my man, LVC, man. That's right. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Salute to Kyrie Irving for being 10 toes down and, carrying himself with dignity, man. Straight up, man. You know what I'm saying? We can learn a whole lot from Kyrie Irving. We can learn a whole lot from Kyrie Irving as far as being 10 toes down, knowing who you are, and you don't have to compromise yourself for nobody. And that Kyrie Irving is resetting the narrative. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Oh!